is what light looks like if you send it through a clear prism. If that prism had about 0.5% of iron in it, or chrome or something else, it looks like the bottom one. Some of the light is not even seen then. Is it the fault of the light or of the prism when it's not even seen? On the other hand, physicists, by the way, have 7 hands. On the other hand, the top picture is again white light, a regular prism. The bottom one, same white light, huh? Same white light. But something called 80 glass, call it Dr. Jaggi glass. But you see on the right side, this time you gotta be a little bit more careful. Stare at it. This 80 prism, it is obsessed with yellow. It sees a whole lot of yellow and sees very little of the purple. Whereas the quote-unquote regular prism sees a lot of purple. It is the same light. One prism sees a broad range of yellow and a little bit of purple, and the other person sees no purple or very little purple at all. People think that prism tells you about the light. When you look at the right-hand side, in fact, what you're seeing is not as much about the light, but perhaps as much about the prism itself. Honor is the same kind of object, I think. Think of the white light as a lot of people being sent through the prism of honor. And on the right-hand side, some people will come up high and some low, some bright, some less so, some a broad spectrum, some very little, and some even missing. Think about it. Maybe when you look at the honors that any prism gives, when you honor someone, or when you feel honored, when I honor someone, or when I feel honored, or when the university honors someone, or when the university feels honored, or your church, or your temple, or your town, or your community, or your class, or your dorm. Who you honor, whom you honor, what you honor, how you honor. That refraction tells you about the prism, and you should care about it. What I'm going to do for the remaining 8 minutes now, I'm going to fast forward. I'll just tell you people I honor and quickly say why. And maybe you can play along. You can think whom you honor and why. Here goes. Facebook. List of my heroes: Mandela, Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr. Obviously, I honor peacemaking. I don't honor war. Okay, obvious. You know what? Right here you could pause for a moment. 1999, this university honored Reverend Greg Dell, a reverend who was being tried and humiliated in some circles for performing same-sex marriages ahead of his time. And we gave him an honor. And there were people really upset about it. And there were people who loved that fact. There were people who said, we need to honor this thing because it'll say something about who we are. You may agree or you may disagree. That's not my point. My point is, whom you honor, how you honor, tells the rest of the world what you are made of. One more. Father Christian de Brouwer, my physics teacher, the reason I became a physicist and a physics professor. My quote on the Facebook: true greatness was almost always accompanied by humility. I honor humility. Sir Paul, honor you. 2005. 7 people I honor: Prakrit, Michael, Coyote, Brett, Gautam, Jason, Chris. They're all doing great stuff. PhD from Harvard, Yale, U of I, postdoc at What is it I honor about them? Their intelligence, their hard work, their passion, their perseverance. And of course, I'm doing a damn good job of modeling hard work here, right? That picture actually is in the auditorium of CNS, where I fell asleep, and Gotham took this picture of me and posted it on my Facebook. It's classy, really. I just want to read one sentence here quickly. Something. All of the long nights of studying, the nights full of tears. And then at the bottom, my experiences have truly paved the way, and I don't think I would have gotten them from any other institution. Never been so happy to be a Titan. Narendra Jaggi, tagged. It is an honor to be tagged in a tag like that. See? What do I honor about this classy killing? The same four things. Intelligence, hard work, passion, perseverance, but two more. Resilience and class. The tears. It is one thing to honor intelligence and hard work. It is another to honor someone who fell and scraped, but would not let it stop. That GPA, by the way, 3.824, is the GPA in med school.
Whoa.
You gotta honor that. Ashley, if I start telling the story, I might cry. Probably the most ethical student I have met in 21 years at Wesleyan. I honor that. The only student who has ever come to my office and demanded that her grade be decreased because, in fact, she had not understood it and she just got lucky. Aaron Massey, class of 2010, I honor him. Not only because he's from East St. Louis and he's doing great things, including a master's at Brown, but because he taught in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And you see the lines between honoring and being honored getting blurred here. If you notice, it says here, Aaron Massey updated his profile picture. That was his profile picture for a month last year. It is an honor when a student of yours puts up his picture with you as his profile pic. And I like this one too. I don't know if you can read it now. I said, is it just me or do we look a bit alike? Actually, I think we do. And Aaron says, yeah, I can see the resemblance. I think I'm going to call you Cousin Jaggi from now on. That's an honor when the student wants to call you a cousin. Dick said this, okay? So this is back May 27th a year ago, March 27th a year ago. Okay. The cool thing about this is that when I got upset and at noon on March 26th, I posted on Facebook, I was calling for this rally because I just couldn't take what had happened to Trayvon Martin and to Shema in Colorado. I called it hoodies or hijabs. The hate has got to stop. When in 23 and a half hours, 200 students show up on the quad and wear the hijabs. That's Teresa. That's Adrian. Where are you, Adrian? Sarah, she graduated in December, Sarah Hartman. And Dick Wilson in the background there. I honor a president who would come to a rally like this. It says something about the university. I honor students who would wear the hijabs of actual living Muslim women in this town. These hijabs were from the Muslim women who live in this town. Tia Pringle, partly responsible for this editorial in which she quotes me. On Tuesday, nearly 200 students stood against the idea of diminishing some Americans based upon their race, their religion, and perhaps most shamefully based upon external markers of these differences like hoodies and hijabs. Well, I said at that time, and I meant it, and I mean it today when I say I was deeply touched